Alright, hello again. Today I'm just going to show you how I start a fire. And this is just how I start a fire. This is not how you should start a fire necessarily. I'm not saying this is the best way of starting a fire, but today this is what I'm starting. I've got oak, got my fuel, got my kindling, and I've got my igniter. I'm going to get it started. Today I'm using a Campmor gift catalog 2013. I like to use this kind of paper because it's not glossy, and it catches well, and it burns like a newspaper. So, let's clear our ash bed. I like to drop. Here's something I didn't show in my other video. I didn't pull out my ash pan. So, here's the ash pan. I like to have a little bit of ashes on there on the bottom to kind of keep the hot coals from burning. And just kind of prolong the life of the ashtray. So, this is how I do it. I like to have a side with my igniter, or my, not igniter, but my startup flame, and then my fuel over at this side. So we'll put our fuel over here, and let's use a bigger thing for the back. A little bigger prop on the back. Alright. What I have here is a hole in here for oxygen to get in and catch the fuel. And I'm going to take this and drop a whole bunch. Great catalog. Get a lot of great stuff from there. Campmor is one of the best places to get stuff. You can find great deals. All kinds of camping gear, socks, sleeping bags, tents, hiking gear, Nalgene stuff. Yep, 1-800-CAMPMORE. Alright, so I'll just get a good bed of newspapers down. Or a good non-glossy catalog. Some pine cones, they catch nicely. If you have pine cones, they make a good starter. And just throw that on there. And this is all kindling I have from when I split my firewood. I get chunks that fall under my splitter, and I just collect them. It makes great kindling. Now you don't have to go out and get kindling. Have it all ready for you. And just kind of lay it loosely. Lots of good splinters where it can catch fire. This catches nicely and just creates a good bed of coals on this side. Then I put a little heavier and denser wood on top of that. And this is hickory bark. If you're ever splitting hickory, don't ever throw away the bark. It is just as thick and burns just as hot. It has a good amount of fuel in it, BTUs, as regular hickory firewood. So I saved it. It's really dense, really dense. And throw this aside. Whoop, whoop. Matches everywhere. This is my Kindling Box, by the way. I have all kinds of good stuff in here. Phone books make great fire starters. I save these. Toilet paper rolls and phone books, old junk mail. As long as it's not glossy, I use it for starting fires. Okay. Cardboard. Cardboard is great for starting fires. This happens to be a liquor bottle box separator. You can pick these up. Liquor stores are always throwing these out, and you can go pick up a whole bunch of stuff for starting your fires. Alright, so we're ready to light it up. This is how I light it. I have a little primer, a piece of paper like this, that I prime the chimney with. And this just puts out a nice hot flow of air up the chimney, and it really helps with the suction of air come through, the airflow to go up. So this is a little trick my grandpa taught me. You get a nice flame going up the chimney, warm it up. Make sure this is open, and this one down here is open. And we just let it burn nice and hot. It is very important to use seasoned wood. That is the #1 rule. Use seasoned wood. It'll make your life a whole lot easier and starting your fires a whole lot better. And notice I just left the door open, let more oxygen up and in there and get the fire nice and hot. And I leave a few things over on the side just to make sure I have enough room or enough fuel to lay on top of that once it catches. And not all my fires start up well like this, but when I know the wood is nice and dry, and I can start it like this. This is my favorite method of starting it, because you get into a house like we just did from being gone all weekend. The house is at 68 degrees. It's in the 50s, or it's supposed to be 49 outside today. So the house isn't freezing, but it's nice and cool. So we just want to warm it up fast, and this is how you get it going. That's how I get it going. You do it however you want. Me sharing with this with you may give you an idea. Now with this stove, notice my window over here is a little charred. Or it's not charred, it's just dirty. As you know, stove burns, it'll put out creosote, and I guess this is what that is. On this side it's burned off, it's just ashes. And if you burn your stove nice and hot, it should burn that off like it is on this side, and then it'll just fall off. Again, using nice dry seasoned wood, seasoned fuel is your best thing for having a nice clean burn. You won't have all that. So looks like it's going pretty well now. So I want to burn myself. I'll put these on. And since I have heavy fuel already on that side, that's nice and warmed up, and I don't have to mess with that. You can see this side's already good and going. I can just knock that down a bit. Add some more if I want. Throw some in the back there. And we're still not going to close this up all the way. We're still giving it some air. Letting it catch fire. Nice and hot. Nice sunny day. Still 49 degrees and cool outside. I like a feature on this stove, the air control, dual air control. At night, I close them both off, load the wood up, load up the firebox, and just go to bed. It'll burn for, 5-6 hours. 6 hours on a nice seasoned load. It'll burn well, and you'll have a good bed of coals. So it's not the longest burning stove, but for our size house it works well. So let it go a little bit longer. Notice that the fuel on this side is starting to catch. Some people who start their fires, and there's hundreds of YouTube videos with people showing how to start fires properly. You can use newspapers, and then you use your pencil lead, and then you use pencil, and then your fuel, and I just found that this works fine for me. Also use a burn indicator. It's a thermometer here. It works pretty well. Some people say you should have it on the flue, but I just put it down here. Some directions say to leave it on the stove top. Alright, notice the coals are pretty hot right there, and what I usually do is just put down the last piece of solid fuel. And as that burns down in the back, this will settle that way. And then I close it up. Arrange it so that it does not sit directly up against the glass. So there it is. Nice blue flame. I don't know if you can see that. Nice blue flame. At this point I can close it off. I don't have to dampen it down, but since I'm just going to walk away, I'm going to dampen it down all the way, or at about midway, and I know it'll still have airflow coming through. But this bottom one I'm closing down all the way. I leave the middle about halfway. Let me see what that is. Halfway. So now I know it won't go out, and I can put my matches away, take the rest of my kindling out, set that aside. And that is how I start up my stove. At this point, pretty much, I know it's gonna get going. This is about 5 minutes later, and I'm starting to get a double burn. Very faint double burn. The back reburner is already going. And at this point, I can pretty much close it way down. Maybe just a hair. Give it a chance to breathe a little. But 5 minutes. Total of about 10 minutes, and it's going full blast. So there it goes. There's the second burn. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit over there. Reburning.